All right, Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's. It's January 1st. Happy New Year. uh, what's Happy New Year?
Come on, Mike, and it means it's the beginning of the new year.
Hello, everybody. It is January 1st today. It is New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. And I already made I already made a mistake for the year. It's only been one day. but I'm gonna let's view it as I got my mistake done for the year. I got my mistake done for the year. And now I have the rest of the year mistake free. That's the way to look at it. Remember, folks, it's the first day of the year. Don't let something that happened today affect the rest of the year. It's just the beginning of the year. I've made my one mistake, and I think that I'm good, and I think that you are all good too. I think I made my second mistake, which was brewing a pot of decaf coffee. Oh, man, that's awful. That is quite dreadful. I mean, I understand, people wanting to drink decaf, but I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. I'm going to drink it, but I'm going to drink it anyway. Anyways, welcome to the third episode of the SpiderCast. And I'm going to be honest with you. I really think that this is my new favorite thing that I do. I think that this is my favorite thing. I really think this is my new favorite thing that I do. And that is kind of a problem because there's only 5 more episodes of Spider Queen left. Oh no. But yeah, and I can go on. I could talk forever and ever and ever and ever. But you know what I want to talk about today? The Baka-Laka-Technique.
You're listening to SpiderCast, a Spider Queen watch-along podcast. Today, we're discussing Season 1, Episode 3, the Baka-Laka-Technique. During his training with Zenthia and Mikan, Bakashi shows them his ultimate technique, the Baka-Laka-Technique. Then, after 2 years of intense training, Mikan and Zenthia must team up to take down their Tenzo.
Hello, my name is Brooke Seawald, and this is SpiderCast. Today we're talking Spider Queen Episode 3, the Baka-Laka-Technique.
Bakashi shows Mikan and Zenthia the Baka-Laka-Technique. Then, Mikan and Zenthia must team up to try to defeat Bakashi in training.
Alright, now that's... Okay, yeah. Alright, let's do our little what happened today. So, let's just go over. You know what happened today? You know what happened today? March 18th, 2022. Spider Queen Episode 3 was released. Let's see what happened today, courtesy of theweek.com. 10 things to know today, March 18th, 2022. Survivors were rescued from a bombed theater used as a shelter in the Ukrainian city of Mariupol. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I really hope that all these headlines aren't depressing like they've been. The House of Representatives passes a bill that would suspend normal trade relations with Russia. Let's see if I can find something good news. 35 companies agree to produce generic Pfizer COVID pill versions. And Moderna asks the FDA to approve a second COVID booster for all adults. Here's a good one. Here is a happy one. Jobless claims fall as job market continues to bounce back. Finally, it's good to see something good to happen in our history. Oh, and today in history, the Moscow court extends the detention of WNBA star Brittany Griner. Ooh, you guys remember that whole thing? That was sad. That was sad. All right. Let's move off of 10 things that happened today. This was courtesy of theweek.com. And move on to what you are here for. This shorter than usual episode of Spider Queen the series. Spider Queen Episode 3, the Baka-Laka-Technique. and what it's about. No, we're going to watch the episode. We're going to talk about it as usual. And this time, I am not allowed to pause the video. I was told I can't pause the video. I paused too long, and then the podcasts go for too long because I keep pausing them. Although it was totally worth it. We had so much fun. I had so much fun having August and Ian and Van in the studio doing the podcast. Let's get to why you're here today, which is SpiderCast, the Spider Queen, episode 3, the Baka-Laka-Technique. Let's go into it a little bit before we start the episode. A lot of things happen in this episode. Well, one, you see my very poorly rendered job in Adobe After Effects. It is the first episode that August appears in as Spider Hermit. That's a big thing. What else happens in this episode? We spend pretty much, I think, the entire episode in Bakashi's training dojo underneath the castle, and we learn about the Baka-Laka technique, Bakashi's signature attack. Pretty cool stuff happens in this episode. So let's give it a watch. Let's watch along. After all, this is the Watch Along podcast, and I will not be stopping. So let's begin now.
Iceberg City Productions.
Spider Queen, the series, recorded at Iceberg City Studios. Spider Queen, episode 3. Oh my gosh, that's me. Really? Oh, here's August.
Brother, I can sense it. You don't have
Just floating in the
much more
void.
time.
Last time on Spider Queen.
You must
This
go.
background here, I think I might have mentioned this in the last one,
We don't even know if he's
of the
still
hospital
alive. How
and the
am I
infirmary
supposed to find it?
with the dark clouds in the back. I made those dark clouds by doing, like, inverting the colors. I don't remember what I did. But it actually came out looking pretty good.
Returned to Spideria. The happy reunion didn't last long, for Bakashi
I don't.
brought with
Spider
him
Doc's
a
looking right
warning
at me.
for the
Dad or
future.
Spock.
Bakashi was then put in charge of training Mikan and Spider Queen.
Dun dun dun. Dun.
From
This is
day
the same
forth,
music that we used in
you will
Universe
not
Warriors,
leave
the final
this dojo
chapters.
without my permission. And when you are not eating or sleeping, you will be trained.
Oh my gosh, I worked so hard
Do you
trying to get the
understand me?
torch in the background of this episode to have a fire effect.
Bakashi got ready to give an example to his
And I just couldn't get it to work.
students.
And it was weird because I got it to work and then
Bakashi
it
launches
didn't
his
work.
ultimate attack today on Spider Queen.
The Baka-Laka technique. What microphone did I use to record? That sounded terrible.
I will not give you your
You can
first
tell this is
lesson.
the scene that I did in,
There are
that I
two
rendered in
fundamental
After
powers
Effects.
that make up every being.
It took 9
Physical
hours to
and
render
soul.
this scene, and
You
it
are
still
born
came
with
out
talent in one. It is
terrible.
impossible to master both of these powers, for each of them requires so much of your body.
And here's Bakashi delivering exposition.
So what you're saying is, I can't learn magic?
No, that's not at all what
Sounds
I'm saying.
it's like what you're saying,
I'm
Bakashi.
saying you can't master both powers. You can, however, use each power. In fact, the most powerful warriors are able to balance their physical power and their Zar. By balancing the two powers in your body, you are
Immense
able to produce
power.
immense power.
It's kind of redundant what he
It's
just
not easy
said.
to master the balance. It can take years. And in
So
your case,
much
Mikan,
of like what is
need
important to
to
the
learn
show
your
is
Zar first.
explained in the first
Bakashi
3
Tenzo.
episodes,
Have you mastered the balance?
yes, I have.
and this is part of it.
And I will give you a demonstration. But pay close attention because I will only do this once.
Oh, let's see. We hear the sound effect, and then we just see Bakashi.
It looks like it's on fire.
We just see him like
Fire is blue
disappear, and then we
red.
see the effects.
That's not fire, Mikan. I think that's his physical strength.
And I think I just realized, figured out how I could have gotten that torch to work, and I'm kind of bummed out that I just realized that now. Okay, ready for this.
Baka-Laka.
You see the lag. Oh my gosh. Mikan just teleports. Oh my gosh.
Cool.
Bakashi teleported.
Like that before.
It's not a spell, Spider Queen.
I created this technique by balancing my physical power with my Zar.
Can you teach me how to do that move?
I picture Mikan on this, like on that line, going like,
Baka-Laka-Technique
"Ah, can you teach me how to do that move?" Like his fist up and so excited.
training to Besides, you don't
Yeah,
even
you
know
don't
how
want to
to
use your
it.
Czar.
When will
Czar
we
is your
learn
power.
how
It's your
to
magic. It's
Will you teach
important.
us?
Look, I showed you this technique so you could see the incredible
My
things you
microphone.
can do if you
I still
balance your
haven't
power.
hadn't quite figured out Bakashi's
I'll be
voice
honest.
in this episode.
No one else has ever been able to use this attack.
I don't
I've
know
tried
if
to
I
teach
figured
it
out
to
Miken's
several
yet. I gotta
others.
wait for him to talk again.
No one has been successful.
But
Yeah, I
why?
think I got Miken's voice
You
down.
see,
Bakashi's
this
definitely
attack
not.
puts a huge strain on your
It was
body.
too gravelly.
In order
I
to
don't do
use
as
it,
much
you must
gravel
balance
anymore.
your
It's
power.
just like
But that's not the only
more
thing.
sits down deep with a
This
little bit
attack
of
draws
gravel.
your Czar into the center of
That
your body.
that just sounds like my
then
normal voice
releases
with some
it.
gravel in it.
Channeling your Czar into one point of your body will put a massive
Oh, this is important.
strain on you.
And I'm speaking over it.
It will apply
More
a tremendous
exposition.
pressure on the spot you channel your Czar to. If your body isn't physically strong enough to handle the pressure, your
It will
chest
cave in. Sounds
will cave in.
terrifying.
That sounds like it hurts.
That's not all. If your body does happen to be strong enough to withstand this pressure,
We get it.
There is
Don't do it.
another that would be the ability to control the amount of Czar you release. If you release too much Czar, you will die. Your body requires a certain amount of Czar to live. If you don't know how much Czar you have, you can easily push too much out.
You can easily put too much out.
Because of these reasons, I will not teach you this technique. I have seen some of the strongest
Man,
warriors
I'm thinking
attempt to
back
use this attack.
about when I was recording this monologue, and it must have been miserable.
Now enough of this. Your training begins
That was like
now.
3 pages of exposition. Oh, and here's our eye catch A and B.
4 months
Oh, we only
had
did
passed
eye catch
since Miken
A.
and Spider Queen began their training with
4 months have
Baka-Laka.
passed.
Each day they were pushed to their absolute limit. Now Spider Queen has a basic understanding on how physical power
Yes, she
works
does.
and how to react on her feet. Miken, on the other hand, is still struggling with
Yes, he
Czar
is.
control.
Spider Queen, Miken, you've trained well the past few
I need to
months.
explain something here, and
Proud
I'm
of both of you.
trying not to pause.
Now, I would like to test
So,
you to see just how
In this
far-
episode,
So please,
it says that there's 4 months
Everything
between the
you've
first
got.
half and the second
Yes,
half.
Denzel.
4 months of them training.
Do this, Miken. Let's show them the
However,
results of our
it's
training.
I'm retconning it
Listen
that
up.
it's 2 years.
Thought of
Later in the I'm so much further in the script writing process.
stand still
Pretty much
in
done
battle.
with writing the
Your
show.
enemy won't give you time
And
to
I
plan.
needed it to be 2 years. There was 2 years in that
Just
training
as I
process.
thought. Miken predicted my attack.
So that's
and
being
was able to
retconned
dodge
in.
my punch, unlike Spider Queen. She's improved, but still
Here comes
needs more
Miken.
practice.
I remember when we were
I
editing
got
this
you,
and I was
Bakashi Tenzo.
Are
editing
you
this and I
sure
was trying to
about
figure
that?
out how I was going to
Ah,
animate
You
it.
disappeared.
No, I didn't.
And
I'm over here.
there are some
Like
other
this
ways that we
deep
could have done
spell,
it,
Mike.
but
You
I
use
said
that
we'll
spell
just
the
we'll just
second
do
you're
like
about
this
to get
silly
hit, and the body
comic
will
book thing,
teleport out of the
which is
attack.
sort of
But
ended
it'll
up
leave an image of your
being
body
the
behind until it's
vibe
lit
I think for
to
the rest of
confuse
the rest of the first part of
Whoa.
Spider
Don't
Queen.
let your guard down, Miken.
Bakashi, you're not
This
even
isn't
facing
over yet.
Miken. And I didn't
Czar
edit a
Blast.
Czar Blast there.
Perfect. I can test out my new shield spell.
Oh wait, I did. Here we go.
Protection shield. Uh-oh.
Boom. What? That just sounded like a gunshot.
Ow.
What?
What did I do wrong?
Move out of the way,
Here comes
Miken.
Zenthia.
It's my turn. Spider punch.
Not bad, Spider Queen.
If this was audio
You were
only,
not
it
fast
would
enough to
would
hit
look a
me.
lot would sound a lot
That's
cooler,
it.
I think.
Listen, Miken.
How did
I'm going to
Miken get
use
over
my
there?
poison magic to surround Bakashi to make it poison
And here goes
so he
Bakashi,
can't
he's just
keep
like
moving.
floating.
And you rush in and pummel him.
Sounds
Oh
like
man,
a plan.
it's so funny watching these old
Poison
episodes.
spit.
Poison spit. You guys like those spit poison
Seriously,
spits I
you
drew?
keep missing. Are you even trying
like-
to hit me?
No,
No.
Paint.
What do you mean by no?
Miken, now.
Right.
I get it. She spit poison all around me to prevent me from being able to escape. And now Miken can
This
charge
lighting
in and
does
strike.
nothing for me. It makes me look red.
Clever. But too bad.
Huh? Where'd he go?
Up here.
Whoa. How did you jump that high?
Agility
Agility
trick.
trick. All right, good work.
That line is a
Enough for
is
today.
a
But we didn't even beat you.
no, you didn't.
But there's no way you could have. I'm much too strong for you. Both
That-
of you did great.
That line is
You
it's
have
supposed to
improved
be
lot since we
a
first started
joke
our training.
off of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. You
However,
can if you max out your
Spider-Man,
acrobatics
you have
training,
proven
you can
again
just
just
jump
how
really
resourceful
high.
you are when it it comes
and
to
jump over
magic.
city walls.
And I must say, you are learning how to use your physical power at an extremely fast rate.
And it would break
But
the
you
game
can't
because
take
you
the
could
time
jump
to
over the
stop
city
in a
wall
fight
past the
to
load
decide
zone,
what
and that's
you
why they
will
got
do.
rid of it in Skyrim.
You need to be ready to adapt to situations.
Understood, Tenzo.
Myken, as always, your physical strength outdid your magic.
See, I could have done a shot,
Your
reverse shot with
problem,
this.
Myken, that you're not focusing hard enough.
I could have done
In order
like
to use your zone,
my neighbor's
you
dog.
must
Hello,
be
doggy.
focused. That's why
I
your
should have
shield
done
spell
like
didn't work.
How am I supposed to
Bakashi in
do
one
that?
frame, and then
Focusing
Myken
sounds
sort of
really
lower down with
hard.
Zenthia's shoulder in the frame.
Training if it
You know, I
was
could have made
easy.
it.
Bakashi! Bakashi!
Huh?
You must postpone training and report to the royal courtroom at once.
Why? What happened?
Spider King has died.
I was trying to make it so serious, but then the way that it edited, it's funny. The way that I edited Spider Doc just like hovering into the camera has died. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. I love the ending credits, to be completely honest. The song is so good. 8-bit button masher. Da-na-na-na-na. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. This was 3 years ago, guys. That's crazy. Well, it'll be 3 years on March 18th, but that's
Yo,
crazy.
it's Myken. Next time on Spider Queen.
He's dead. That means you're in charge now, Spider Queen.
But I...
Wipe those tears away, Myken. We don't have time for that. We need to start training harder than we ever have, so we can protect Spider Queen when the revolt happens. Myken Sandbrand, you
Not
are
Spiderian.
not Spiderian.
You are not
What?
the father.
Next time, the truth revealed. Who am I? You won't want to miss it.
She's like a Jerry Springer Spider Queen crossover. Jerry Bakashi. Oh, that's awful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was that was episode 3. I think episode 4 might actually have the most views out of any episode. I might have that wrong. Someone will have to fact check me on that. Episode 3 definitely had a lot wrong with it. It definitely was not perfect in any way. It was very short. And what should have happened was episode 2 and episode 3. Episode 2 was very long and could have been cut in half. And that second half of episode 2 should have been the first half of episode 3. And I think it would have worked out, but it didn't work. It didn't work. It was a good episode. No, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't. I mean, there's a lot of exposition, and it's an episode that needs to happen because you need to learn the exposition for the show. But that's the only reason why I think it would work. I mean, the episode's 10 minutes, 11 minutes long. It's mostly Bakashi monologuing the whole time, and then a little fight scene that looks terrible. So, yeah, that was episode 3, the Baka-Laka-Technique. Is there any closing thoughts here?
Use the Baka-Laka-Technique.
Now, next time on the SpiderCast, we will be talking about Spider Queen episode 4, The Truth Revealed. Who am I?
After the passing of Orzik Spider King, Spider Queen must take up the mantle of leader of Spideria. Meanwhile, Bakashi tells Myken that he is not Spiderian, and in fact, he is an Icean warrior from the planet of fire and ice. How will Myken cope with this news? Find out in the next episode of SpiderCast. Poof.
Bye. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year. If I can... I gotta stop.